7:15, so I will call to order at 7:15 on November 19th, 2020. This is the Littleton Zoning Board of Appeals. We are conducting this virtual meeting through the Zoom platform. It is 7:15 p.m. The town of Littleton has been conducting remote participation Zoom meetings pursuant to Governor Baker's emergency order suspending provisions of the open meeting law. We ask that you attend the meeting through the Zoom forum. People who want to join the meeting will have your microphones muted until you're called on. If it's your hearing, the administrator will let you in and let you present, and the board will speak to you. If you are in a butter and you wish to participate in the meeting, please use the raise your hand function available on Zoom. If you called in by phone, dial *9, which will activate the raise your hand function. The meeting host will notify the chairperson when anyone wants to speak, and the chairperson will then call on the speaker. The way we conduct our meetings typically is that we will open the hearing. We will ask the presenter to present their position and their petition, and then board members will ask questions. Then we will ask if there are any abutters who want to speak. We will ask if there are any towns, boards that want to weigh in, or the building inspector's recommendations on the petition. The applicant will then have a chance to speak back, answer any questions, and we'll all be civil and polite to one another. So tonight our 7:15 hearing is case number 954A, and it's petitioner John Scott. I started last week to ask the various board members to take turns trying to lead the meeting and the presentation. And I think I ended up with 4 active members and alternates last week, and I missed Rod Stewart. So Rod, I'm going to ask you to take the lead tonight on case number 954A. So we'll call the meeting and ask the applicant to start.
Okay, this is a case, excuse me, 954A. The petitioner, John Scott, requests a special permit / variance pursuant to section 173-10 and 173-31 for a pre-existing non-conforming structure at 420 Newtown Road. Okay, Mr. Scott, if you would like to present.
Before you start, there are a couple of us, I think, who are present. If you'll just bear with me a minute, that might want to at least inform the applicant and the others that we have prior relationships with Mr. Scott. I have retained his family firm to do work for me in the past, but I have no financial interest in the outcome of this case. So I don't believe I need to recuse unless someone wants me to. And I also believe we only have 4 regular members. So we need to appoint an alternate for this hearing. And I'm going to ask Eli to be the alternate. It'll be, I think, your first one that you're going to vote on, and that'll give you a chance to practice, okay?
That's good.
Anyone else with any relationship or conflict they want to speak about?
I believe Mr. Scott is related.
Whoopi just froze.
Yeah, we'll wait.
He's not moving.
We'll wait a minute to see if he comes back on.
Yeah, Sherry, I think you knew what he was going to say, didn't you? Don't you?
Oh, well, I think he's going to say that he's related by marriage, I think, to the Scott family, but also he's not a voting member tonight, and I don't think he has any conflict that requires him to recuse, so he can participate.
Okay, so we'll continue.
Yes, please.
Okay, Mr. Scott, if you would like to present.
Yes, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay, this is my first time doing a Zoom. I'm requesting a variance to build a larger garage onto my house now. My current garage and mudroom is in disrepair. Quite honestly, it's leaking and an eyesore. So I'd like to build a 2-car garage and a smaller mudroom off the side of my house. And in doing so, I will need a 6-foot offset on the front of the garage and an 11.5-foot offset in the back corner of my garage in order to build a 28 by 32 garage structure. And that's what I'm asking for.
Are you able to present the plans?
I thought I submitted the plans.
You
I
did.
don't-
You want me to share my screen and show the submission?
If you could, please, I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Now I just have to remember how to share because I use Microsoft Teams. Where the heck is the share?
It's on the bottom. It's a green button. On the
Oh,
very
there it is.
bottom.
Okay, it was hiding. Okay. I could get the right screen. Okay. Can't tell which ones. I think I shared the wrong one. Now how do I get back to it? Can you see an ocean scene here?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, let me just, I shared the wrong monitor. I'll move the thing over. Okay, this is his plot plan. And you can see, I guess this is the addition, and this the 6 feet here and 11.5 feet in this corner.
I think we still have your ocean scene.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Really?
Okay.
The plot
Okay,
plan's done
so
underwater.
now the question is, how do I get unshare? Because I just have a strip of people here. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me try sharing again. Okay, this is called screen 2 instead of screen 1. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay, good. All right, so this looks like the outline of what he's proposing and with a 6-foot setback here and 11.5-foot setback there.
Yes.
And he has some nice pictures. That's what he presently has. And that's what he's proposing.
The only difference will be is there will be a door where the window in between the two buildings are. And instead of a window on the second floor of the garage, there will be a kind of a barn door looking fake type of door.
Okay. So you're saying there'll be a window right here?
There'll be a door.
Door.
A door, I mean, right there. Yeah, okay.
Yes. And then above the garage doors, there will be a kind of a barn door type of thing, like almost like a hayloft looking door.
Okay. Oh, and is the 6 feet to the property line measured from this eave or from the body, the side of the building?
It will be from the eave, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, does anybody need to see anything else there?
go back to the plot plan, please. So this is change, extension, or alteration of a pre-existing nonconformity, Rod. Do you want to walk around the property and tell us what the existing nonconforming features are?
Okay.
Basically the size of a lot, isn't it?
It probably just the lot size is all I can see. He's 15 feet off here. He has plenty of setback.
Yeah.
And it looks like the original building was 16 feet back. And
Yeah.
it has plenty of, so it looks like just lot size for non-conforming?
And frontage.
Oh, and only 100 feet frontage, okay.
So that's a change, extension, or alteration, and the requested addition does result in a new variance, not continuation of an existing variance, or a new dimensional offset violation. So we would have to decide this as a variance. So ask the applicant to give you all of the features of his claimed hardship.
Okay. I just want to figure out how the heck I unshare again. Okay, Mr. Scott, you want to talk about what your hardships are?
So the hardships are there's really no other place to put the garage. The driveway is on the left side of my property as it is. I can't move it forward anymore because we're obviously going to get closer to the property line. And I can't go back any further because there's a septic system is back there. And if I could have pushed it back further to stay off the property line, I would have, but it's not really possible. And we're not really gaining much very fast with the angle of the property line. So there's really just no other place I could put a garage. And the width size is pretty much the minimum I need to fit my vehicle and my wife's vehicle in there. Because by the time we have foundations and everything, we're really only going to have 24-ish feet of usable floor space. And right now, as we park in the driveway, we're taking up about 26 feet width. So it's really can't go much smaller there to be able to get in and out with. I have an 8-month-old baby and can't really get much closer together. There she is there.
Oh, boy, that's convincing.
I already have a nice little mark on my car from my wife, but we won't talk about that. And I think that's about it.
Okay, anybody have any questions on the board?
Nope, straightforward.
Okay, any abutters who would like to speak?
There's a letter from an abutter.
Yeah, I know that.
Hi, the abutter who submitted the letter here. So Danielle Fair, I don't know, I don't seem to be able to take myself off video. It's been disabled. So we're happy to speak without video if the board prefers.
Fine.
So I think our letter stands. We're in full support of John, their proposal for expansion. And our property line is the one to the left where it comes closest to the wall. So we're in support of what he's looking to do.
Thank you.
Okay, and then Peter Yap sent an email that was just sent out that he's not available for the hearing, but he has no objection to Mr. Scott's plan for the new garage. He's done a great job in improving the property, and I fully believe he would continue to do so. If there's any questions, he gave a phone number to be contacted.
Okay,
So he's across the street, and the abutter to his left, I guess, are both okay with it.
we have someone in the room named Amber.
She's the cable.
She's the,
Oh, okay. And then, sorry about that. And then we have building inspector comment and planning board comment that came by email. Do you want to read those in?
I didn't get those.
Okay, so the planning board had no comment. And I believe the building inspector had no opposition.
yeah, Ed is here to speak on building. What I sent in your packet was from conservation, planning, and fire, and none of them had any issues. But Ed is here, Ed Mullins here to talk about building.
Okay,
Good evening, everybody. I have no issue with this. I just always want to bring up the race to the lot line issue that can occur, but you have the abutter on, and they have no issue, and they're fully aware. So at this time, I would recommend the support of the board on this issue.
And then the 6 feet allows for adequate getting around the building for maintenance and so on.
Absolutely.
right, okay.
Okay, anybody else have any comments? Questions? Okay, look for a motion to adjourn the hearing,
Close the hearing.
close the hearing, yeah.
I move to close the hearing. John Sewell.
Second,
I'll second that. Mark Saucier.
okay, and you want me to do the roll call, Sherry, or do you?
I think I better. So roll call vote to close the hearing, please. John Sewell,
Yes, aye.
Rod,
Rod Stewart, yes.
Mark Saucier,
Mark Saucier, yes.
and Eli,
Eli Constantino, yes.
and Sherry, yes. Sherry Gould.
Okay, so that's 5-0.
And then Rod, you want to call for a motion?
Yeah, would somebody like to make a motion?
What?
I'll make the motion. Move that we approve the variance as shown on certified plot plan number S14405 dated, can't find a date on it. If you go,
Up by the seal.
So
oh, there it is.
let me,
925.
yeah, let me back you up a little bit, John Sewell. These get read in the future by title examiners, so it's not really any help at all to describe the plan and the number on the plan and everything like that. The better way to do this is to say you're granting a variance for, and then you say maybe the replacement or the reconstruction of a garage, and then list the setbacks that we're approving. You don't have to list them both, to be no closer than 6 feet. And then you say substantially as shown on the plan that gives the building department the instruction about where to look for what we approved. But in
Okay.
terms of what's going into the motion and going on record, we should try to keep it to what a title examiner might look for in the future, okay?
Sure. So I propose that we approve the variance for a replacement garage at 420 Newtown Road, the front corner to be no closer than 6 feet to the property line. That's it. Don't have anything else, right?
Yeah, in the back corner, no closer than whatever it was, 17 feet, because it's
11.5.
under.
I don't
Seven-
think we need to say both. You simply say no
Okay.
closer than 6 feet. Don't even describe the corner. No closer than 6 feet to the sideline on the whatever side. Is it easterly? I've forgotten already. It's
Maybe
on the
north.
North.
Okay,
northerly side. Yeah, okay.
okay, second?
I'll second that. Mark Saucier.
And all in favor?
Okay, roll call vote. Backwards. Eli,
Eli Constantino, yes.
Mark,
Mark Saucier, yes.
Rod Stewart,
Rod Stewart, yes.
John Sewell,
John Sewell, yes.
and Sherry Gould, yes. So congratulations, John. Your variance is allowed. And then
Okay,
Well, I wanna
Janet, can
know-
you,
How about
Janet, can you
the-
send me the how you're gonna write up the motion and so on?
Rod, you're going to instruct the applicant about the appeals process.
Oh, yeah, we'll submit it to the town clerk, I guess, and then there's a 20-day period where people could object, but you could, I guess, go forward at your own risk.
I think on a variance, the building inspector cannot issue the building permit till the 20 days appeal is up. So he can't go forward at his own risk on a variance. On a special permit, they can. All right,
All right,
good job.
Thank you very much. I really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Thank you, John.
Mark,
And Rod, you're writing this one?
I guess so. That's why I asked Janet to give me the motion as she's gonna present it in a minute, so I'm consistent.
Okay. Okay, very nice job. I'm gonna call the next one, because it's gonna be a little bit off the beaten path here. Calling case number 950A. It was scheduled for 7:30 PM. It's a continued hearing for the petitioner Zia Zheng, requesting a special permit or variance pursuant to section 17331 for a detached structure at 24 Manchester Drive. And I will tell the board that Mr. Zheng was in contact, according to the administrator, Mr. Zheng was in contact with the building inspector, and he was asked by us to continue the hearing to present more detailed plans for us to determine his case. Ordinarily, in the absence of plans and his no showing tonight, this would be dismissible, but I would like to suggest one of two actions, because Kitty recalls some conversation about whether or not he even needed to come before us. And to refresh your memory, Kitty, we did have that discussion, but toward the end of that hearing, the building inspector came on and told us that he definitely needed it because it satisfied the definition of structure in that it was elevated on one side and it would be more than 4 feet of unbalanced wall. And so I agree with you. There may have been confusion. I think the confusion was that I wanted him to go back to the building inspector to see if he needed it. And I think others on the board, as I read the minutes, suggested that maybe if he went to the building inspector, he would find a couple of things. One, that by doing a patio rather than a raised deck, he might not need a variance at all. And by meeting the setback requirements, which I think we were able to be done because we couldn't find the hardship for a variance, he also wouldn't need the variance. So I think tonight we have two possibilities. One is to dismiss it because he didn't come back and we can conclude that he may not have wanted to or needed to. Another possibility is that we dismiss it without prejudice. As you all know, that if a case is dismissed or denied, they can't bring it again for, I think it's a 2-year period, unless there is a substantial change to the petition. And ordinarily, I would just recommend we dismiss without prejudice. So he could bring it back if he discovered that for any reason he didn't know he was supposed to appear tonight, or he's still gathering his evidence. But the other thing we could do is we could have on our own motion, just continue it one more month to reach out to him one more time. Because if we dismiss even without prejudice and he has to bring it again, he's got to pay the fees all over again. And so given that there was a little bit of a language barrier that I've observed and a little bit of confusion over who was in control, the building inspector, this board, or his need to produce plans, maybe we ought to continue for 1 month. Anybody want to speak to that or make a motion?
I guess my question would be, if he moved that deck to connect to the house, would that be considered a substantial change?
You mean in terms of whether he could bring it back again after dismissal?
Yes.
Yeah, almost anything he could do to change it would be a change. It doesn't have to be substantial, and it's up to our board to decide it. My worry is that we cause the layperson to pay again when there might have just been a confusion on what happens next.
Yeah, so remember, if the deck's not attached, there's a 10-foot setback. If the deck's attached, there's a 15-foot setback.
Right. Actually, Mr. Mullen, do you have a minute to tell us what happened when he came to see you?
He's muted.
We're waiting.
Yeah, we came in, I spent some time trying to explain to him the difference between attached and detached, the elevation and the unbalanced fill on one side. Also, the height requirement. If you're 30 inches or higher with a detached structure or attached structure, it requires a permit. So I was trying to go through all that. I took some time to sketch with him through the plexiglass going back and forth. He was somewhat frustrated, I think, because of the explanation and also the language barrier. And I recommended that I offered to come out and visit the site and review with him. And I explained to him that if he did hardscaping, that none of that would require a permit or a variance, as long as the retaining walls remained under 4 feet in height.
Okay, thank you. So whatever the board's pleasure, I just wanted to give you all that background.
Could I ask procedurally, so if we vote to extend it tonight, what is the next step? Does Janet need to reach out to him? Is it just open and it's up to him to come back? What's the mechanics?
I would have Janet reach out and say that if he wants to come back, it's open for one more meeting.
And then at this meeting, we would then vote to close it.
Yeah, actually, Janet told me today we don't have a December meeting. And
we
I
don't?
don't, what's that?
We don't. I was going to move to the 17th.
Well,
But I
two things.
But I think we can't continue this because he's not here to sign an extension.
So just for everyone's information, I did try to reach out to him regarding tonight's meeting. I sent an email asking if he had any updated information or plans as had been requested at this meeting, and I did not hear back from him. And then I was just going to remind you, Sherry, that we don't currently have anything for the December meeting. So
Then I'm gonna actually suggest that we deny his application for a variance, vote a denial, write it up as a denial, and then if he wants to bring it back, he can always move to reopen the hearing with changed conditions, and then he won't have to pay again. So let's do it that way.
Deny without prejudice.
Yeah, we can deny it without prejudice, but we have to deny it, I guess. If we don't act at all, it would be automatically granted.
And when's the time frame run out?
For denial,
No, yeah, I mean, you said if we went into January, it goes beyond the time limit.
if we continue it, we're beyond the time limit to make a decision, and it would be automatically allowed.
Yeah, and what is that time date?
90 days.
90 or 100, I always get mixed up whether it's special permit or variance.
Could we do something like make it conditional that we move to continue the hearing at such and such a date, assuming that we get a letter to allow that extension? If not, then it's denied without prejudice.
I'm afraid to do that because he may not cooperate to sign the letter. He's demonstrated by not coming and not submitting after Janet reached out twice. He's demonstrated that he's not really wanting to come forward again. So I don't trust that we should do it that way, Rod.
No, I'm saying as conditional. If we don't receive the letter, then it's denied.
No, I don't think so. I think it
Can't
has
do
to
that.
be.
I didn't think so.
But I think we could allow him to reopen it for a good cause.
And good is very subjective.
Yes, yep. So I'll take a motion from somebody.
Okay, I'll move that we deny the application without prejudice.
I second.
I'm sorry, who was the second, John?
Sorry, Eli Constantino.
Eli, okay. All those in favor, roll call vote, please. John Sewell
Yes.
and Rod
Rod Stewart, yes.
and Mark Saucier
Mark Saucier, yes.
and Eli
Eli Constantino, yes.
and Sherry Gould, yes. So that was a vote to deny without prejudice. And Janet, I'll just write that one up quickly, okay? Janet, hear me?
I did. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I heard you. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. All right, couple more matters for tonight's meeting and then we can adjourn early. As we said, there's probably going to be no December meeting, so everybody have a safe and happy, healthy holiday.
Yeah, without gatherings.
Yes.
Without gathering.
You
We
too.
have two sets of minutes to do. One of them is the August, actually, the first one is the May 2020 meeting. I had sent it around belatedly, I think in October, maybe September. And it is the rewrite of the minutes on the, mostly having to do with the Field Air Road. I don't think it's Field, I think it's M&M, but the presentation by Matt Field on the M&M property on Air Road. And I hope everybody's had a chance to read it. Does anyone have any comments? If not, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve those minutes. And who was here for the hearing that's an alternate that can vote the approval? Let me just see who was present.
Just lost.
I think,
I think everyone was here.
okay, so let me appoint Jillian for those minutes if you've seen them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull them up again.
Okay.
All these screens.
I
Okay.
wrote, I wrote the decision on this one, and I suggested to you that the rewrite ought to parrot the same words that I used in detail that I used in the decision. So really, that's what I ended up doing with the minutes.
Can you just clarify which case this isn't the Air Road, correct?
This is the one on Air Road. The minutes are other cases as well. That was the one that had to do with the Kaliva property.
I don't believe I should vote. You're just looking for the minutes, not the actual thing, because I had to recuse as off that case.
On Air Road, then let me get someone else to approve
Okay.
the minutes. Kitty, you were here?
I believe that I was, yes, but I was not, I was just an alternate. I wasn't voting on it.
But you were here, so you can vote on the minutes.
I remember the discussion, correct.
Okay. So I'll have Kitty be the voting alternate for approval of those minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I move to approve the May minutes as revised,
It's May 21, 2020.
excuse me, May 21, 2020 minutes as revised.
Thank you. Second?
John Sewell, I second it.
I beat you
Okay,
to it, John, but I'll let you have it.
All those in favor, roll call vote. Kitty
Yes,
and John
John Sewell, yes.
and Rod
Rod Stewart, yes.
and Mark
Mark Saucier, yes.
and Sherry Gould, yes. Moving to the August 2020 minutes. This was the one that had 474 Great Road with Charles Bell. And this is the one that went into executive session. I think we can approve the minutes without reading them out here. I guess Cheryl had some question and went in to read them, and I think she's okay with it now. She asked us to postpone acting on them until she saw them. So let me see who was here for an alternate. John Field, you were here for an alternate.
Yes.
So I'm gonna appoint you to approve these minutes, please. And can I have a motion to approve them?
And do we approve the minutes as described?
Okay. Second, please.
I'll second that, Mark Saucier.
Okay. Roll call vote. All those in favor, John Field,
John Field votes yes.
Mark Saucier,
Mark Saucier, yes.
Rod,
Rod Stewart, yes.
and I lost my place, John Sewell
John Sewell, yes.
and Sherry Gould, yes. Okay, we're catching up here, Janet. I've got one more set of minutes for tonight. The minutes of October 15th, 2020. Again, I'd like to have an alternate who read them. Jillian, you read these minutes tonight?
Yes, I did. Yep.
I'll have you be the alternate on this one. And we will go through them. I have a couple of changes, but they're mostly grammatical. They're real easy. Janet, do you have them in front of you so I can go through these changes?
I do.
Okay, first paragraph, about 8 lines up, where it starts, Sewell is also disturbed by the incomplete submission.
Okay.
I just want to put, Sewell is also, or Sewell agreed the submission was incomplete. I don't want him to be disturbed, okay?
Sounds like a rock band.
And then, that was on page 1. On page 2, where it says O'Connor moderated this hearing, the petitioner presented, I just want to say a request. There's only one petitioner and you used the pronoun there because I think there was 2 people presenting, but just say a request for an 8 by 10, and then 4 lines down where it says O'Connor visited the property. The juxtaposition just makes it look like O'Connor's moderating the hearing and she's the only one that visited. So I just wanted to put in, O'Connor stated that she visited the property, okay? And then the proposed, about 2 more lines down, the proposed location would be hidden from other abutters, not others. Got it?
Yep.
And then, Gould stated she's not concerned with the providing more space. I just wanted to say, Gould said she's not concerned with the requested setback. All right.
Okay.
And then on the next page, second paragraph, it just got jumbled. It was out of order. So first of all, it should say it was moved by, and we don't have who moved it. And I don't know why I thought it was Cowley that moved it. I don't know who moved it.
Okay.
To grant a variance, and then from section 173.31, and then to replace a pre-existing non-conforming single-car garage with a 2-car garage as shown on the plan submitted with the application. And then it should say not to be closer than 5 feet to the rear property line. And then it was seconded by Sewell and voted by roll call, and then the names. It just got jumbled up, okay?
Yep.
Down on Emerson Drive, last sentence or the next to the last sentence in the first paragraph, Sewell stated that the side entrance has a more significant nonconformity. And then the next paragraph, the line starts with structure to permit a roof overhang. Okay, and just grammatically, no substantive changes. So who did I just appoint on this one that was here? Jillian.
Myself.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve can I see if anyone else has amendments?
Yeah, just one, the second page towards the bottom on the Lakeshore Drive, it should be marked with a C starting off that paragraph.
Thank you.
I don't want to be confused with my twin brother.
The evil one, right, Mark?
That's the evil one.
Okay, so I'll take a motion to approve those as amended.
Make a motion to approve the October 15th, 2020 meeting minutes
As amended.
as amended.
And second on that.
I'll second it.
Second that, Mark Saucier.
And roll call vote, Jillian,
Jillian Shaw, yes.
Mark,
Mark Saucier, yes.
John Sewell,
John Sewell, yes.
Rod,
Rod Stewart, yes.
Sherry Gould, yes. So we go into the holiday season and the end of the year all updated.
Woo!
I don't think that's happened to this board in years. I wanted to tell you that you all did a marvelous job taking the lead last month, and writing your decisions and getting them in on time. I was very proud of every one of you. And also, since then, Jillian recently submitted an order of business kind of outline that we're going to share with all of you for the next meeting in January. I wanted to annotate it a little bit with the timelines as we talked about tonight. I mixed the timelines up a lot. We have a time within which we have to open a hearing after it is submitted, and then we have a time within which we have to make a decision or get the applicant to sign a request for extension. So those things maybe would be annotated on what Jillian has already started, which is a wonderful job of sort of outlining for all of us who are going to take turns taking the lead, how we go about this. Okay.
Great.
Thank you,
Any other-
Jillian.
Thank you, Jillian. Any other business or news?
So will Kitty do up a decision for the 24 Manchester Drive now that it's been? Kitty, was that the one you moderated last time?
I think Kitty already
No.
wrote her decision.
Oh,
No, mine was, I don't think it was Manchester.
who had Manchester?
Uh,
And-
Claude. Jillian, sorry. So Jillian will do the decision for that piece, or you said you're gonna do it, Sherry.
Wait a minute, Jillian, did you have that one?
I did, but we didn't have a decision to write at that point because it was continued.
Right. Then why don't you take a stab at writing the decision, which is simply going to be, the board didn't find enough information to establish the hardship, and the applicant, and it was continued, and the applicant didn't show at the continued hearing, so it was denied. Okay?
Okay.
Without prejudice.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Just so I know who to hound.
Not me, not me.
Okay.
And Janet, if you will help her by sending her the publication dates,
I will.
and maybe the members present during, well, you've got the August 20 minute, you've got the October minutes, so that'll tell you who was present, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, and everybody have great holidays, turkeys and trees.
And to all of you.
You too.
Absolutely. And
Cheers.
safe and healthy.
Yes, stay safe.
Thank you, Amber.
Did we formally adjourn?
Not yet.
We need a motion.
I make a motion, we adjourn. Tonight's
Second.
meeting. Mark Saucier.
Rod Stewart, a second.
All those in favor, John,
Don Sewell, yes.
Rod,
Rod Stewart, yes.
Mark,
Mark Saucier, yes.
Kitty,
Yes.
Jillian,
Yes.
Eli,
Yes.
and John.
Yes.
Sherry Gould, yes. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night all, have a good holiday. We'll see you in the new year, hopefully.
Yep.